Did you know that Wi-Fi service on your Carnival cruise now costs, well, about the same price as the entire cruise? Put a different way, Carnival Cruise Line is currently boycotting a cruise port for raising prices unexpectedly by 15%, while raising prices for you by 20% for the third time in a calendar year. You just can't make this up. Let's roll the intro. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. It's your Captain Corey. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. As you can see, we're starting to get a little bit festive. 'Tis the season. Let's get things kicked off with a question of the day. How about we? Would you be willing to spend $25 per day for Wi-Fi on your next cruise, knowing that Wi-Fi didn't even include access to the full internet? Let me know your answer in the comments down below. Now, let's get into this ridiculous crap coming out from Carnival Cruise Line. It's going to be a roast Carnival day, you VIFP people. I love you. I'm one of you, but sometimes you just got to put your dang foot down. And I'm going to set this whole thing up by saying I started my weekend by sitting down and watching some cruise content on YouTube. And one of those pieces of content was put out by a friend of mine named Jay, who runs the Ship Life channel. And as you can see, Jay found himself a Carnival cruise for $25 a day, which seems like a pretty darn good deal if you ask me. So that's going to make this next thing we need to talk about very uncomfortable. And if I were Christine Duffy, John Heald, or any other Carnival executive, I would be extremely embarrassed with myself right about now, because Carnival Cruise Line is now going to be charging you $25 per day for Wi-Fi on board their ships, which means it now officially costs just as much to buy Wi-Fi as it costs to buy the entire cruise itself. That, my friends, is extremely embarrassing for Carnival Cruise Line. Now, you may ask, where is all of this coming from? Well, a couple of places. Carnival, in their infinite wisdom, is currently embattling down in Melbourne, Australia, with the Port Authority, saying it's not fair that you're raising costs unexpectedly by 15%. While, on the other hand, they're over here raising rates on you by 20%. Yeah, that's actually happening right now, which is very embarrassing. But the other thing is, Carnival quietly tried to announce this, that they were planning to raise their Wi-Fi prices starting December 8th by just simply letting guests know, hey, if you got a cruise coming up, maybe you should lock in your Wi-Fi ahead of time before December 8th, which we all knew meant prices were going up. I first saw this in an email sent out to Carnival's travel agents yesterday, might have been the day before now, but I didn't realize how high the prices were going up. So I'm kind of glad I waited, because now it's the same price as booking the dang cruise for a lot of folks. Now, for those of you who would like an actual breakdown of the old versus the new prices, let's take a look. If you roll back the clock less than 1 year ago from today, the social plan for Carnival Cruise Line, which does not even include access to the internet whatsoever, you can literally text and I think use Snapchat, that was $10.20 per day. And since January 1st of 2023, Carnival has raised that rate twice in 2023. The first time on January 16th and again on September 23rd. And now they're giving the third price increase for Wi-Fi on December 8th in just one calendar year. So what does the social plan look like now? Well, now it's $15.30 if you book in advance, and it goes up to $18 a day if you need to buy it on board. $18 per day to not even have access to the internet. Let that sink in for just a second. Here's a look at the new cost for the value and the premium plan as well. Value will now go up to $19.55 or $23 buy on board, while premium bought pre-cruise is $21.25 and a whopping $25 per day if you need to buy premium while on board a Carnival ship. $25 per day works out to $175 for a 7-night cruise, which is just about what I paid for my entire last Carnival cruise, within about $10 worth. All the while, Carnival has rolled out Starlink fleet-wide, which is massively more affordable for them, cheaper for them than their previous satellite internet providers by an exponential amount, which means Carnival is milking you while cutting their costs astronomically. And don't think this is going to be the end of it, because at the current rate they're going, by 2025, you're going to be spending over $30 per day for Wi-Fi on the fun ships. You know, the really sad thing is there's only one thing that I could find that Carnival hasn't really raised rates on the fun ships in the past year, and that's their charitable giving. Yeah, these shirts, they still cost the same amount as they did a few years ago. And you know what else is still affordable? Well, everything in the Midships Amazon store, because I want it to be for you. I want you to be able to afford and love everything that I love taking with me on every single cruise. Check it out. There's a link in the description down below. Now let's get back to the topic at hand. At this point in cruising, in maritime technology, there is no reason to be selling Wi-Fi plans that don't include the full internet. The bandwidth is there. There's no reason for Carnival or any other cruise line to sell a Wi-Fi package that doesn't include at least some form of the internet, even if it's a little slower, even if it's throttled. There's also no reason that Wi-Fi on a ship for a week should cost nearly what it would cost for 6 months of internet service on land. No reason whatsoever. So, wow, $175 for a week's worth of Wi-Fi. That's incredible, y'all. To put that into perspective, that is more than you pay in gratuities for the crew members who service you, who give you an amazing, wonderful time on your cruise, who clean your room, scrub your dang toilets. Y'all know those toilets don't flush right on cruise ships. They're doing your dishes, they're cooking your dinner, bringing it out to you. All of their hard work costs less than the Wi-Fi package on Carnival Cruise Line. I don't know, at this point, I'm pretty upset, and I think I'm going to call it right here. If you made it this far into today's episode, hey, why don't you join the 21,000 other Midships family members here, getting their cruise news and cruise views right here on the Midships channel. Do me a favor, slam that thumbs up button if you're sick and tired of the price gouging by some of these cruise lines. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today, and until next time, we'll see ya on the Midships.